Going to cover the topic of building credit. We're going to take you through some time-tested strategies to build credit, which works perfect for our theme for this month. We've declared October as Build Credit Month. With the tax season right around the corner and consumers investing their money in, potentially new homes and better cars, most consumers know that they have issues but do nothing. Now is the perfect time to get yourself in position and start improving your credit today. Now, we've had a previous webinar, and I think it was done in August, that covered FICO and credit scores, which pretty much works hand in hand with this particular presentation. Now, that webinar covered more of the breakdown of FICO scores and whatnot. So if you didn't participate in that one, definitely get back with me. Send me an email, shoot me a text, give me a call tomorrow, and I'll be happy to get that link to you. So why is good credit important? Maintaining good credit is an important part of a healthy financial life. It allows you to qualify for things that you like a car loan or maybe credit cards, mortgages, and what's most important is that at the lowest interest rate. Okay, having great credit also helps you get competitive quotes on insurance, your car insurance, your health insurance, your life insurance. Now, there was a study about 12, 13 years ago that stated that if you had bad credit, that you were more likely to have a car accident than if you were someone who had good credit. Now, I don't know if that's just insurance hype, but I know when I had bad credit, that didn't affect my driving at all. Okay, so taking that into consideration, if that's the game that the insurance companies want to play, then us as consumers have to be smart. We have to know all of the options and the rules and play the game accordingly so that we can have it in our favor. What's your goal? Your goal may be to get a credit card. You may have never had a credit card, or maybe a type of credit card that you haven't had. You may have had a credit card in the past, and for some reason or something, life happened, and you no longer have that card, and you just want to get a card in your pocket for emergency purposes, or just whatever. So that may be your goal. Okay, you may have a job in mind, and maybe because of credit you can't get it, or a job promotion that you would like. I had a young lady in the military who just kept getting passed over a promotion because of credit. So we worked with her for a couple of months, and she was able to get the promotion, and ultimately, not long after that, she was able to go out and build a home. So, just what's your why? You may be looking to upgrade your car. Doesn't have to be a luxury car, but you might want to go from having a Sentra to now having an Ultima. I'm sorry, a Maxima. And so, that would be your reason for improving your credit. You may be looking to build or buy your home. You could be looking to start a business. These are just some of the general things that we encounter when we're talking with prospects about improving their credit. Low credit scores cost you. They cost you money and higher interest rates, higher insurance rates. It could be denials for an apartment or a home, or maybe a bigger deposit that may be required. You can also have to put up a bigger deposit when it comes to utilities. Simple things like your electric, your gas, your water, your cable. There's a utility company in Texas, and actually there's two of them. They have two divisions. One division deals with credit challenged consumers, and the other division deals with those that do not have credit challenges. So of course, that the one with the credit challenges, those consumers are going to pay a heck of a lot more in rates than the other group. Okay, you want to make sure you're in the right group. More than 43 million adult consumers have credit scores below 599. Now that's a fact. American consumers have become very comfortable with having low credit scores and bad credit. Now, that may have been a joke. That could have been a mindset with you. Um, I know I've heard it. I've experienced it, with people that I know. And I think a lot of times the clients or the prospects that I talk with, they have the same mindset that, hey, there's really nothing that can be done, when there's a lot that can be done. So get the good credit you deserve. Let's jump into our success formula. We believe the keys that you should follow would be step one. Get your credit reports to us for a professional review. Step two, sign up for our credit correction program. 3, follow the credit building game plan we create and sign up for all the accounts on time. Step 4 is to eliminate outstanding debts. Now, let's talk about this one a minute. If you've got collections, we're not necessarily referring to you eliminating those by going out and paying. You know, any collections that you may have, let's talk about those. We've got a different method for disputing collection debt, which could possibly, you know, get the collection agencies to remove the item off the report and cease the collection activities. But outside of that, you may have other accounts like maybe, you know, high balances on credit cards. I would say, you know, put yourself on a budgeting plan of action where you can start getting those debts paid down. Step 5, monitor your credit reports weekly. Hopefully, the credit monitoring system that we refer you to towards the end of this presentation, that you will keep it and maintain it. And just, you know, once a week come and take a look at what's going on with your credit reports. And if you don't do once a week, at least once a month, you got to take a look at it and see what's going on. You know, and it won't count as an inquiry, because this is a system that you're subscribed to, so that you can take a look at your credit. Now, if you happen to go to, let's say, a car lot or a bank or mortgage company or something like that, okay, of course that's going to be inquired. That's going to hit your credit score for a few points. And step 6 is just you know, stay consistent about the whole process. You know, and if you can follow these 6 simple steps, the offers are going to start pouring in. You know, that happened to me. Now here's the formula for building good credit. You have to eliminate the bad items and add the positive, and that should equal a fair score. And the reason why we use the word fair score is that there's no way that someone can go from a 415 to 750 in like 30 days. Probably even 60 days may not be realistic. You know, and if you see anything out in the marketplace like that, you know, you really need to do some serious investigating into it, because it's probably more marketing hype than anything. You know, everything that we're going to share with you is going to be, you know, realistic. So, but over time, yes, you can take that 415 to a 750 credit score. It just probably won't happen in 60 days. Now, as far as like, you know, to eliminate the bad, you have to dispute those negative items, and that's what our credit correction program is for. The golden question: how many credit cards or credit accounts should you have for good credit? Well, I mean, typically a mortgage company is looking for you to have between 3 and 5, you know, open and active accounts, and they classify that as being a solid profile. Now, if those accounts are like a $200 secured card, a $500 secured card, and a $500 credit card that's unsecured, you know, that probably won't help you out much as far as you know, qualifying for, let's say, a you know, 100 or $150,000 home or higher. You know, it's probably just not going to be enough. But, you know, getting with us, we can help you secure the right accounts that will, you know, work in your favor to get you qualified for that home. Now, we recommend that you do 2 to 3 credit cards, you know, preferably majors, 1 store or gas card, 1 secured or unsecured loan. Credit unions are great for that, but we also have a bank option, and maybe 1 auto loan. That would help sure, because what we're doing is utilizing the different credit types. So I'm always asking, you know, well, hey Charles, how to build credit? Well, I mean, building credit is easy. There are basically 4 credit types that you have. You've got revolving accounts, which classifies your credit cards. You've got installment accounts or installment loans. You've got an auto loan, and you've got a mortgage loan. And so to use those in your favor, we have a platform that you can access secured and unsecured credit cards from. Store revolving accounts, jewelry store account. You can even have your rental history reported to your credit file, and that bank installment loan that we referred to. Now, if you follow the formula, you'll notice improvements in your credit score in the next 90 to 180 days. Now, one of the things I want you to remember is that keep your balances on revolving accounts at about 30%. So an example would be, if you had $1,000 credit limit on a card, you want to make sure you keep your balance around $300 at any given time during the month, because that will, you know, give you the full benefit of the card. Okay, the what it can do for your score. When you start going over that 50% range, 75% range, okay, then you're really not getting anything. Okay, and you have to make these payments on time or ahead of time. Let's look at some of the credit building tools. Now at the top, this is a short link to our credit building platform. You're more than welcome to copy this and go to it. You can check out the accounts, the details for requirements for each account. These don't require credit checks for the secured cards, but on the unsecured cards, yes, they do. And pretty much everything on this platform, in due time, you will be able to get. Now, the First Progress and the Capital Bank Open Sky card, those are secure cards. The Credit One Bank is an unsecured card, and Fingerhut is a store account that you pretty much you can buy like pots and pans and some electronic items from it. It's great. They've been around forever. Now we also have a jewelry account, rental history reporter, and then that bank secured account. And then we're going to have a lot more um, programs coming up soon, and we'll keep you abreast on that. Let's talk a little bit about the jewelry account. It's a $5,000 unsecured line of credit. Now that's huge. Okay, for you to go from having bad credit to having someone that is willing to give you a $5,000 unsecured line of credit. What that means is that you don't have to put any money down in order to get that $5,000 line of credit. The only thing that you have to do is follow some simple steps. There's a $99 one-time membership fee. Then you have to make at least $100 minimum first order, and they're going to require you to pay 50% of that. So basically, to get started with that one, you're looking at least a minimum of about 150 bucks. Now it depends on how much stuff you go and you buy. You may be paying a little bit more than that, but at least 150 bucks to get started with that. There's a contract, electronic contract that you're going to sign, and once you sign that, okay, then that they will take and report that to the credit reporting agencies. Now, in order for it to report to the credit reporting agency, this depends on what time of month that you actually sign up for the account, but generally they report all new accounts on the first of the month. But it could take up to 30 to 45 days for it to report to all three agencies. Okay, so that's key. It could take up to 30 to 45 days for it to report to all three agencies. And they deliver the merchandise to you in, 2 to 3 days from when you order. And then this is huge, free shipping. I mean, I'm always looking to save some money. If anybody who knows me, I'm always looking to save some money. Now, as far as like, hey, what could be some things to keep you from getting this particular account? Yeah, there are a few sticky things. One of them is that if you have any active and open bankruptcies, that will be a deal killer. If you've got unpaid child support, tax liens over 15,000. Now, that's why we suggest, doing the credit evaluation. Rental history. It's an easy registration process. They'll report up to 2 years of your previous history. And for a small fee, you can have continued rental history reported. Now, you guys may do a little searching and you might find a company. You may have been exposed to the company from other sources, but I would suggest that you come through us because we've got an established agreement with this company where they're giving it to us at to sign up at a cheaper rate than you would find it on their site. And as far as the monthly payment, it's a few dollars cheaper coming through us as opposed to if you were to go directly to the company. Now it reports to the credit agencies in 1 to 2 weeks, after verification. So they have to verify your rental history with your landlord, but it could also take up to 30 to 45 days to actually hit your report. Typically it's done in 1 to 2 weeks. Now this process is landlord friendly, and it's just a simple phone call. They ask your landlord a couple of questions about your payment history, and that's it. It's a wrap. Now it reports only to your TransUnion right now, and expected soon to report to Equifax, which is going to be huge. Now, as far as the bank credit builder program, it's through a bank here in Atlanta, and their process is easy registration. Now, what's a little different with this is that it's a secured loan for $1,000, which requires you to put up $1,000 deposit. Okay, now this program won't be for everybody, but we just need to make sure that you guys are aware that it's available. Now your minimum payments are like $22 a month. Okay, if you want, you can pay more, but the minimum that they're asking for is $22. Now it reports to all three of the credit reporting agencies, and of course it could take up to 30 to 45 days for it to hit all three. Now, we recommend that you do at least 12 to 18 payments, to get the full benefit of what this can do to stimulate your credit score before you either pay it out or whatever you may decide to do. So if once you enter this agreement, make sure that you're prepared really to go the full distance. Okay, if it takes you 2 years to pay this off, just be prepared to go the full distance, because I mean you're going to benefit substantially from this particular account. Now, we offer a free credit report evaluation, and that's done by phone. And if you go over to creditchecktotal.com, you can order your credit reports. It's a $1 7-day trial, so it's only going to cost you $1. It's a 7-day trial, so as soon as you sign up, you need to go ahead and get me your login information as soon as possible. Now, that login information is going to need to be your username, your password, and the last 4 digits of your social. Now, I recommend that you keep this particular monitoring service, ongoing, because it's right now it's the only one that I know of that actually shows you your true FICO scores. Anything else that you get is just going to show you a credit score that their system made up. It's not going to be your true credit score. So if you currently have a credit monitoring service, take a peek and look and see if it says FICO scores on all three. If it doesn't say FICO scores on all three, it's really, kind of a waste of your time to have it. Now, if you choose to keep this account and hang on to it, which, as I said, I recommend that you do, I would call their toll-free number Monday through Friday, and I would ask them what the special is. Okay, it's always much, cheaper than what's advertised on the website. Great service. I mean, we've been using this service and directing our clients to service for about maybe 5.5 years now. Um, if you should have your own credit monitoring account, please don't send me Credit Karma. Every time somebody sends me Credit Karma, it's only one or two agencies. Please don't send that to me. Okay, if you've got like an account set up at Equifax and then one at Experian and another one at TransUnion, please don't send that to me. We're not going to go and log into each one of those accounts to check your report. It's just too much work. But if you have a credit monitoring service and it can, shows all three, by all means, that's the one that we want you to send to us if you choose not to sign up with Credit Check Total. And also, if you've got your own monitoring service, make sure you take a minute before you send us the login information to log in and make sure that your account is up to date, is paid up to date. Because sometimes I get these accounts and it's telling us that it's only showing one report, and you have to, click the payment button for the two. We got to get back to the customer to, get them to go ahead and click that button and everything, because we don't want to have the liability of that. So make sure that what you send us is something that we can just go right into. We can check your report, and then we can get on out of there and then give you a call and let you know, what can work in your favor. Now, a credit builder program is $49. So if you're after you do your free evaluation, if you say, hey Charles, look, I just need you to help me put, some positive things on my credit, what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to create a game plan for you. And it's going to be a printed game plan that we will send to you as a PDF. And if you follow the steps and the time frames, on it, you should be in pretty good standing. Now, this process is going to cost you a little bit of money, because if you think back to the jewelry account, we said it was a $99 membership fee. So that's a cost. And then the minimum purchase was $100, but you had to put 50% of that down, so that's $50. So that's basically $150 just to initiate that particular program. If you're not ready to at least put forward some money, I mean, we'll work with all budgets and time frames, but it's going to cost you some money to get started with this. The $49 is not going to do everything for you. That's just for us to give you our, expert opinion and create this game plan for you. Now, if you happen to sign up for our credit correction program, it's going to include the credit builder. Okay, so that's just a bonus. Some of our other solutions, we've talked a lot about the credit correction. Some may know it as credit restoration, or maybe, credit repair. It's all the same thing. It's just, you dispute the negative information on your credit report. We've got that service that is our flagship product. If you've got any inaccuracies, negatives on your credit report, definitely you need to sign up for the credit correction process. We can talk a little bit more about that. Give me a call. We have a credit education series. When you enroll in our credit correction program, we've got some printed material that we forward out to you. Also, part of our credit education series is this webinar. Okay, or webinars like this, and we've had quite a few topics we've discussed, like the check system and budgeting and debt collector calls. Okay, so it's a lot. If any of those are of interest, or if you kind of just want to have an idea of what we've covered, give me a call. I'll be happy to tell you, what we've covered, and get those interested webinars over to you. Now, as far as our collections resolution program, what that is if you've got a debt collector that's either calling you or sending you or writing you a letter or something like that, or you happen to notice it's just one little item or something on your credit report, and it's a collection agency, you know, it's up to you if you want to pay those guys. If you want to pay them, you might as well get us involved in it so that we can negotiate the best deal for you. And not only, when we negotiate this deal, it'll be a situation where, they remove the item off of your credit report along, with accepting the payment. If that's the route that you want to go, I mean, ultimately, we say, to challenge the collection, and we put them in a situation to remove it off of your credit report without you having to pay. So I mean, you got two options. It depends on which way you want to go. Now, the debt collector call violations is if you got a debt collector that's calling you, preferably your cell phone, those phone calls are worth $500 a piece on a minimum. Now, it's a process that you have to follow. We had a webinar on this one that'll go into great details. I can forward that to you by request, but definitely it's a great way to turn the table on your debt collector. Our lawsuit and judgment resolution, what that is that at some point in time, a debt collector, if the amount is substantial, they can't collect from you. Some of them are aggressive; they will take you to court. Um, one about 2 weeks or so ago, I had to help a young lady out in court. She was getting sued by a pretty big debt collector, and so while we were waiting, they had a gentleman went back to talk with the opposing attorney for that debt collector, and because he wasn't informed, he just told the guy, look, I don't have no money to pay you today. You might as well just go ahead and garnish my wages. And it kind of blew me away because I've never really heard anybody come in court and say that this person agreed to a garnishment. I've never really heard of anybody agreeing to a garnishment, and so, unfortunately, he wasn't an informed consumer. Well, what we do in our process is that we're going to, coach our clients up to being an informed consumer so that when they go to court, they know exactly, how to present themselves and what steps to take and everything to get that debt collector to back down. And trust me, they do. If they think that you know a little something, they're only going after the ones that are just uninformed. They're not going to go after somebody who seems like they know a little something. Now, as far as judgments, sometimes you may not have known that you had to go to court, and you look at your credit report and you've got a judgment. That there's a possibility of being able to either get that thrown out or to take it back to court. It's a process, and whatnot. It does cost you a little bit of money to get it done, but if you can get that taken off of your credit report, that is huge. Okay, because judgments are just like a nightmare. They really, depending on how aggressive that judgment creditor is, they may not go away. Now, that judgment creditor has a right every 7 years to renew that judgment. So this thing could stay with you forever. So if you got any judgment issues, you want to get them resolved as quickly as possible. Also, if they do a little research and they find out that you have a house or some type of property, they can attach that a lien to your property and everything for that judgment, and then you won't be able to refinance it or sell it without paying them off. Now, if you have a judgment, you've gone to court on it, and it was just something that you didn't handle properly, and you said, well, hey, Charles, look, I've got some money and I want to, go ahead and get that taken care of. There's possibly a way that we could go in and do some type of negotiation with that judgment creditor and get that satisfied for you. Now, identity theft protection and a legal expense plan is something that I encourage everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice to get. I was speaking with someone earlier, and they were telling me that they were, knew somebody who was a victim of identity theft, and unfortunately, without having your defenses in place, prior to being a victim of identity theft, it's some different steps and approaches and some time that you're going to have to put in, and most consumers don't really know what to do, um, and so it's always better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Okay, just bottom line. And then also, what you have to look at is that the FTC says about 9 million Americans, fall victim to identity theft every year. Now, that's the ones that file a complaint with the FTC. That's not even taking into account the ones who don't check their credit report and just really don't know that they're a victim of identity theft. And another nugget about identity theft is that there's actually 5 areas of identity theft. It's not always dealing with your credit report and somebody opening up a financial account on you. Okay, so that's some areas that you need to learn about, and we've also got a webinar series about identity theft. So there's quite a few things that we've already educated on and discussed, and we're looking for more and more topics to bring to you. We will have some topics that will come back up again that we've got some updated material on. Okay, and so you guys need, every time you see a webinar come through, you need us to go ahead and sign up for it, and definitely sign up for it, because even if you're not present for the live event, our system will send you a replay, and then you can watch that replay, in your convenience. Now we've got don't want to forget this one. We got a referral program. So if you refer anybody who signs up for our, let's say our credit correction solution, or just one of our programs, other than the um, credit builder program, what we're going to do is we're going to give you restaurant vouchers. Okay, and you can eat at places of your choice. We'll kind of talk with you more about that once you do a referral, and help you pick some of the places that you normally frequent. So as we wrap up, my contact information is 404-437-5902. You can reach me Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm sorry, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. On Fridays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. And my email address is improvemycredit@ymail.com. And at this moment, we're going to go ahead and open up for Q&A. And so if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, you'll find our contact information, in the description. And feel free to just, shoot us an email, give us a call during normal business hours, and we'll definitely address your concerns. Let's open up for Q&A.